اختص للشاة الجلحاء من الشاة القرناء. That the Prophet ﷺ said that everything will be due on the day of judgment. And you owe someone something, you will have to pay it on the day of judgment. And someone owes you something, he will have to pay it on the day of judgment, even to the point where the Prophet ﷺ said, even to the point where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will judge between the goat that has no horns from the goat that has horns. So that is the level that it will reach, as the Prophet ﷺ said in the hadith of Abu Dhar, رأى شاتين, the Prophet ﷺ رأى شاتين تنتطحان فقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لأبي ذر يا أبا ذر هل تدري فيما تنتطحان. That the Prophet ﷺ saw two sheep and they're wrestling each other. So the Prophet ﷺ looked at Abu Dhar and he told him, do you know why they're wrestling each other? And you saw that, right? You see a lot of that on Discovery Channel, right? And you enjoy it, right? Do you know why they're wrestling? Love? فقال أبو ذر الله أعلم, I don't know. فقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم ولكن الله يدري وسيقضي بينهما يوم القيامة. He said, but the Prophet said, but Allah knows, and He will judge between them on the day of judgment. Between them on the day of judgment. ويقول ابن عمرو بن العاص عبد الله بن عمرو قال, and that's his saying, إذا كان يوم القيامة وحشر الدواب والبهائم والوحش ثم يحصل القصاص فيقتص للشاة الجماء من الشاة القرناء نطحتها فإذا فرغ من القصاص بين البهائم والدواب قال جل وعلا كوني ترابا فعند ذلك يقول الكافر يا ليتني كنت ترابا. The Prophet ﷺ, or Abdullah ibn Amr ibn al-As, that's his author, he said that when the day of judgment comes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will gather all the animals, كل البهائم, all these animals that you see, كل الحيوانات, those you enjoy, Allah will bring them together and He will judge between the one that had horns between the one that didn't have horns from the one who had horns. Why she knocked her down, why she attacked her with her horns. Allah will judge between everything and will take the rights from one for one from another. Everything. And then Allah will make all the animals dirt. And that is قوله ta'ala. And that's when the kafir will say, يا ليتني كنت ترابا. That's when the kafir will say, I wish if I was dirt. When the kafir will wish if he was dirt. So be aware. So if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is willing to take the truth and to take the rights for animals from each other, don't you think that He will do that with the believers and muwahhidin? Don't you think He will, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will avenge for His servants, for those who were oppressed, and for those who were humiliated, and for those who were tortured, and for those who were killed? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be able to do that. So be aware of that. And every time you oppress someone, be aware of that you will stand before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you will have to pay for that. So whoever you cheated on, whoever you fooled him in sale and you cheated him in sale, whoever you backbit, whoever you slandered, whoever you stole from, whoever you fooled, whoever you made joke of, whoever you mocked, whoever you mistreated, whoever entrusted, whoever you took his money and you never paid it back, whoever you promised and you did not fully fulfill your promise for, be aware of that. You will stand before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will avenge for him from you. And that this is an invitation. And I remind myself and remind you that this is an invitation to stop all that kind of oppression. To stop all that kind of oppression. Because oppression, the results of it is always negative. Is always negative. You can never win. Even though you're asleep. When you oppress someone and you go to bed and your eyes are sleeping, his eyes are up and open and he's making dua against you. and دعوة المظلوم ليس بينها وبين الله حجاب كما قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم لمعاذ واتق دعوة المظلوم. When the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم, as Ibn Abbas said, the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم sent Mu'adh to Yemen, and he told him, when he sent him, as you all know the story, and one of the advices he gave to Mu'adh radiyallahu anhu, he said, وَاتَّقِ دَعْوَةَ الْمَظْلُومِ, and be aware and be careful from the dua of the oppressed. That means don't oppress anyone, because their dua is strong. Then the Prophet ﷺ said, فَإِنَّهُ لَيْسَ بَيْنَهَا وَبَيْنَ اللَّهِ hijab. There is no hijab, and there is no cover, and there is no messenger, and there is no intermediate between the dua of the oppressed person against the oppressor and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. His dua is straight to Allah. His dua straight to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As when they asked Ali bin Abi Talib, they said, what is the distance between earth and heavens? He said, da'watu madlum. They asked him, what is the closest distance between heavens and earth, between earth and heavens? Like some of us will think, how many kilometers, how many miles? Ali bin Abi Talib, when he was asked, he said, da'wat madlum, the dua of an oppressed person. That is the fastest way to heavens, the fastest vehicle. So be aware, and if you oppress someone, go back to them and ask them to forgive you. If you have taken their money and you have denied it over time, take it back to them if you have it. Ask them for forgiveness if you don't have it. Ask them to give you time. Make sure they forgive you. Because wallahi alladhi la ilaha illahu, if you don't pay them in this earth, you will pay them on the other earth. يَوْمَ تُبَدَّلُ الْأَرْض غَيْرَ الْأَرْض. If you don't pay them now, you will pay them then. And trust me, on that day, there is no dirham wala dinar wala mata'. On that day, there is no money for you to pay them. There is no real estate for you to pay them. You don't have wealth to pay them and to convince them. First of all, even if you have, you will be busy trying to save yourself from the hellfire, and it will not be accepted from you. And they don't, what are they going to do with it? SubhanAllah, what are they going to do with all the wealth that you might have? When the last one to enter Al-Jannah has as much as a king, 10 times of a king in this dunya. That's the last one to enter paradise. What, do you think they want your dollars and your pennies? On that day, all the transactions and all the dealing with good deeds and bad deeds. Hasanat and sayyat. That's what counts on the day of judgment. That's how Allah will make you pay. With your good deeds or your bad deeds. That's how you will be paid and how you will pay. So be aware of that. So Allah tells Mu'adh, ittaqi da'wat al-maghlub. Be aware of that, of the dua and the supplication of the oppressed person. قل النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم to the people, مهاجرة الحبشة, the people who went to Habasha and they came back, he asked them one time, what is the strangest thing you saw in Habasha, in Abyssinia, Ethiopia? What was the strangest thing that you saw in there? فقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم ألا تحدثوني بأعجيب ما رأيتم بالحبشة؟ فقال فتية منهم بلى يا رسول الله بينما نحن جلوس مرت بنا عجوز تحمل قلة ماء على رأسها فمرت هذه العجوز على فتى منهم فقام الفتى وضع إحدى كفيه بين كتفيها ودفعها وخرت على ركبتيها فانكسرت قلتها ثم ارتفعت التفتت إلى هذا الشاب وقالت له لو تعلم يا غدر إذا وضع الله الكرسي وجمع الأولين والآخرين وتكلمت الأيدي والأرجل بما كانوا يكسبون سوف تعلم أمري وأمرك عند الله غدا. فقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم صدقت كيف يقدس الله أمة لا يؤخذ من قويهم لضعيفهم. The Prophet ﷺ, when he asked the people who Muhajirat al-Habasha, who were in al-Habasha, made hijrah and came back, he asked them, what was the strangest thing you saw there? So some of them said, while we were sitting one day, an old woman was walking and she has the jar of water over her head. And you know how they're good at that. They can walk and have the jar of water just over their head and their hands are down and carrying a million other things and 10 kids in front of them. They managed to do all that. So when an old woman was walking that jar of water over her head, a young man came from behind, one of the shurafa and one of the elite came behind her, joking and playing.